So George, as you were saying.
Yes, Sarah, well, I was a bit of a rebel starting in my late teens. I liked to drink whiskey, chase women, and I liked to snort cocaine.
But George, did you know that taking cocaine in this country was illegal even when you were a teenager?
Yes, I knew that. I know more than you might think I know. For example, I know it is not possible to see Russia from Alaska.
Really? So you are quite sophisticated after all. I could have sworn I saw Russia. Maybe it was an iceberg. But I digress. What do you think Erickson would have thought about your acting out behavior of chasing women, drinking whiskey and snorting cocaine?
He would have thought I was experimenting to find a sense of myself and my identity.
Did you find yourself?
I'm not sure. I found a lot of pretty women and we had a lot of good times.
Is that representative of who you are now?
No, Sarah, it is not. I had no idea who I was and who I wanted to become. Daddy always got me jobs and I always left them. Daddy liked Jeb more than he liked me. I wanted to be more like Jeb and less like me.
Sounds like you didn't know who you were at all.
Erickson would have agreed with you. Erickson thought an adolescent could develop a positive ego identity and be optimistic about one's community. Obviously, my father would have liked for me to be interested in my community, for its future, but I couldn't really have cared less about it. In fact, the more he did not like my behavior, the more I acted out. I worked really hard at gaining a negative identity.
What is a negative identity?
It is a set of behaviors that are undesirable yet compelling.
Oh, I never knew you were so exciting. Too bad you lacked a sense of identity.
True. Bernstein said, adolescents come to see themselves as unique and integrated persons with an ideology, or they become confused about what they want in life. That was me in a nutshell. I lacked a sense of identity for a long time, definitely until I met my wife.
Oh, so that would be Erickson's next stage. The stage of a sense of intimacy versus isolation, or love.
Pretty much. She helped me find some positivity in life. And I did lose my sense of isolation. But I almost lost her because she didn't like my nasty drinking habit.
So what did you do?
I found my salvation.
As a cowboy?
No, Sarah. I found salvation, peace, meaning. I found God. I finally felt a sense of myself, a sense of identity and purpose.
Sounds like you didn't exactly find yourself. You found God.
Well, whomever I found, it gave me the strength to give up booze and drugs. I'd pretty much given up on chasing women when I met my wife. And chasing women for sure fell by the wayside when I became a good Christian.
So did you find love as well as a sense of identity?
I found love for my wife and love for God, so yes, I guess Erickson would think I discovered a sense of intimacy. Not only did I have a loyal wife, but I also had many friends, and of course the American people loved me until I started too many wars and spent too much money. Sounds like my adolescence all over again, doesn't it? But despite my adolescent behavior, I definitely wasn't experiencing any sense of isolation.
Were you experiencing healthy genital sexuality?
Why, that's a very personal question, Sarah.
Erickson thought healthy genital sexuality characterized a stage of intimacy versus isolation.
I'll plead the fifth on that.
Okay, George. So let's talk about culture.
That's funny coming from you.
Really? Why?
Well, you don't know the difference between Alaska and Russia for a start.
That's more about geography than culture.
Is it? Maybe. What do I know?
Well, what about culture in Erickson's theory?
I do know. I guess he focuses a lot on identity. He doesn't seem to care that I'm a man, a Christian, heterosexual, or that I have a deep love for my country and I think everyone should be just like us.
No, but he doesn't care if you're all those things or different things.
Like what, Sarah?
Well, now look who's being dumb. Someone can be female, or from a different country, or Muslim, or homosexual, or black, or from some other kind of minority group.
Well, I don't spend much time thinking about those people, so I say it doesn't matter too much if Erickson didn't care about them either. What do you think, Sarah?
I probably agree with you, George. The point is Erikson's theory can be adapted to people of all cultural backgrounds. Not that I care too much for those other people. Who cares about minority groups? And who cares about polar bears? Seriously. When are people going to finally realize that we need oil more than we need polar bears?
No doubt about that, Sarah. Whatever will we do in our old age without oil? What did Erikson think about old age?